So let's start off on the back. So to save you guys a little bit of torture, I have actually some pretty fun close-up images of some spiders up on my other monitor here. So we're basing the body of this character off of Black Widow, and so if you're kind of curious like what type of spider body she's gonna have, we're going for that, and then we'll just give her a pretty typical body type with she won't have any arms either, and she'll have like a nice set of 8 eyes on her face. So we'll kind of work our way around the model and have some fun today. So we're kind of in a weird in-between stage of doing like a concept and we're concepting in that we don't know exactly what the look is going to be like, so we'll kind of figure out those details as we work through them and explore different details and shapes. So, yeah. It is easy, man. Yep. Exactly. Go get yourself one of those ZBrush trials, man. Have some fun. ZBrush best software for sculpting for sure. ZBrush is really good for sculpting, concept, has some really interesting 2D tools. So we're going to try to cut in her spinners here under these wrinkles. What do you mean starting level? Like what's the best way to start and get used to it? I think the best way to start with ZBrush tech is usually just kind of pick an idea or project. It could be as simple as like a rock, and get yourself some reference and try to replicate that. So you could do like wood, you could do rocks, you could do you could try doing like skin. So try to do a lot of exercises. And start getting a feel for like the different brushes and the way that they interact with the surfaces. And then you can start growing the types of things that you want to make. So I think getting comfortable with the tools is like priority, and then next is working on your skills inside of the software and trying to translate your ideas into the sculpture that you're working on. Yep, using a tablet. You're gonna have to watch some tutorials on making basic shapes, I think. But pretty much you start off with a sphere for most of these things, and then we use the move tool and things like clay buildup. But I definitely suggest going to the ZBrush website and looking at their tutorials, because you're not going to really get a lot of specific answers on different techniques on the stream as much, just because there's a lot of little steps involved, really. So definitely check out those tutorials. They'll get you up and running pretty fast. I've been using ZBrush quite a long time. I kind of officially started using it around 2011, but I've been dabbling in it since 2005, I guess. 2005, 2006 was when I first started kind of using it, and then I really started using it full time between 2009 and then mostly started using it in production in 2011. I use a Formlabs Form 2 for printing. So I'm not really allowed to talk about that kind of comparison on the ZBrush stream. So ask me when we're over on our personal stream, and I'll share all. How's it going, Blends? Nice to see you again. Tablet or keyboard? Do you mean a tablet or a Cintiq? Not sure what you mean by keyboard. Or maybe tablet. Like, are you talking about one of those like Wacom companions? I don't know. The tablets are always kind of underpowered, so they're cool for like maybe being mobile and blocking out stuff. But I always prefer working at like my workstation versus being on one of those mobile tablets. But I do like Cintiqs though, because they're nice and fast. Bottom of the spider is actually much more boring than I thought. We'll make it more fun. A lot of little details. That's better. Alrighty, so let's work on the top of this. Yeah, Cintiqs are really nice to have though. They it's a whole different sculpting experience really. But as with any sort of input device, there's always like a trade-off. And so I find myself always wanting to go back and forth for some things on when I have a Cintiq. Yeah, well, the models sometimes get remeshed just because it's easier to do sculpting on it. But at the end of the day, really, I just usually dynamesh the models together. Either dynamesh or remesh it and then delete the top or delete the lower subdivision levels, and then you decimate. So the end result is a decimated mesh that goes into your printer. So it really doesn't matter how you get there. Because working with levels and decent sculpting topology can make your sculpting life a lot easier. So once you have your shapes blocked in, kind of after this process here, we'll go and just use the automatic remeshing tool, ZRemesher, and then we'll be able to sculpt a little bit faster and more efficiently, and it'll hold our details better too. I think I might push the skin under. So I was playing with the last stream, having the skin kind of fold over the top of the thorax area here, but I think I might flip it because I kind of want to see what that's going to look like. So we're trying to figure out how we're going to integrate her body into the shell area naturally, or as natural as we can. So because I really like being able to sculpt her skin kind of being held tight. No, man, I actually turn off all of the side buttons. I know it sounds crazy, but even on my Wacom tablet, I turn off all of those things because I always accidentally hit them. So for me, I just use the S key. So that lets me change the size. Because since my hand is always on the Alt and space, I don't ever want to have to move my hand off of that. And that's just a personal preference, I guess. Oh, great, man. Well, good luck to you. So this joint right here is going to make it really nice for 3D printing as well, because we have two sort of major materials coming together and a very natural overlap. So when we look at the colors, these two objects will be the sort of different pieces that we'll print, and they'll get attached together. So we'll probably end up making some kind of key that goes up into the thorax area here, and then yeah, so that'll work out well for us. Oh. Coffee time. I use the Form 2 by Formlabs. We just got done wrapping up our last project, about a week ago, I guess. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Doing a printing of my latest piece named Olive. You guys can check that out if you guys are new to the stream. It's over at artstation.com/artist/Robert. So you can kind of see what kind of details I'm able to produce with printing. Kind of gives you guys an idea. To me, it's just important that the printer holds true to the things that I sculpt. So, you know, details and technical things aside, as long as the printer does a good job retaining the ideas and the strokes of the sculpture, that's all I really look for in a good printer. What's up, guy? How's it going? Welcome to the stream, man. Background music is well, it's a Spotify playlist. It's called This Is Mozart. And oh, here we go. Honestly, don't know which one this is. The name is kind of weird. I can't really say it. doesn't say Concerto 21. Not that it can't be it. I'm just saying it doesn't say that. I am by no means a classical music expert. So on our stream, we have to just play music that is royalty free, and the classical music seems to be working out pretty good for us, or for me at least. So YouTube hasn't muted us yet, so that's good. So we're just using the what's that, clay buildup right now to kind of draw in like major skeletal areas. So these will eventually get detailed out and be nice little sections where the areas will transition from being kind of like an exoskeleton type feature to maybe something a little softer. Thanks, Winderin. Appreciate it. So since these two objects here are going to be printed separately, we want to make it so they don't just like crash into each other. So we're going to work on the integration between those two. Just make it feel a little bit more natural. So use transparency is a good tool to use in this case, to move things around. Gonna mask out everywhere that I don't want to really move. This way we can kind of work on one little area. You know, especially in the beginning stages, there's very little difference. Um, the only true difference I feel that exists is that you can't take certain shortcuts, like in a game model or a film, you can use like 2D planes, or um, you can do like really thin objects. And you can do thin stuff with 3D printing, but you kind of have to be careful. So um, there's just certain little things that you want to do differently. Like for example, if you're gonna do like a button on a T-shirt in a game, you would just kind of place it on there, and you wouldn't really care if the button was like on the shirt or like slightly above the shirt, or there's like little gaps of cloth behind the button. But for 3D printing, you would want that button either a part of the shirt, or you'd have to make sure that it's really well integrated. Um, so just it's a lot of little things like that. But the essence of the sculpting aspect is very similar. Um, and then while you're sculpting, you just kind of look out for opportunities to make your 3D print Um, that's a good question. I mean, 3D printing is a technology that's used essentially everywhere now. You know, whether or not people talk about it. Um, it's just another tool. So I think depending on what place, how any given company might use it, it's kind of different. So game studios, you know, don't really use it too much other than to maybe print out some of their character designs for fun, do crew gifts and things like that. But when you have but I would say like nearly or all toy companies use 3D printing now, so at least to some extent. Where it lands for me is it's been a hobby of mine for a long time. I've been printing out my own art since like 2012, I guess, is when I got my first personal 3D printer. And then sorry, let me pull up my reference again. And then it kind of transitioned into something that I can use as a tool for a source of income. So last year, you guys can read about it in my bio up on the Pixelogic site. But last year, I started a company making keycaps. Keycaps like for your keyboard that are like artistic design. So I design and sell keycaps that are 3D printed. So that's like one of the businesses that I started with 3D printing. So yeah, I mean, for every person, it can mean and function as a different tool. Yeah, I would consider myself a pretty strict tech sculptor at this stage. I mean, I did in school and stuff, but and I have a box of monster clay in my other room, but I haven't sort of taken that plunge to go a little bit more traditional with some of my stuff. I actually really want to sort of combine the mediums of like printing and then doing some sculpting on top of it. All right, that's looking pretty gross. Mm-hmm. let's go ahead and grab one of these legs, and we're gonna start. We're gonna build these legs out down the Z. This way we could take advantage of the symmetry. So, man, so many yawns this morning. I don't know what's up. All right, let's go ahead and duplicate that guy. So we pretty much blocked out the legs to kind of get an idea of like the proportions we want to use. And then now that we are kind of, okay, that's like where the legs are gonna land. We're gonna go and build like a real leg that's like really nice down the center of the model, or of the world, I should say. And then so we're just gonna kind of use one of these as a starting point, and we're gonna make it symmetrical, move it so turning off perspective is always a useful thing to have in this situation, because it allows you to align things a little bit better. So let's go ahead and we're just gonna pull all of this stuff over. It's fine that it's gonna get distorted. We're gonna fix this up in a minute. Alright, so we're gonna polygroup this thing with auto groups. That's gonna give us polygroups for every piece of continuous topology. So anything that's not one piece of geometry, it'll make a new polygroup for us. Polygroups. And I also have that on my UI. It's really handy, because I usually will polygroup stuff all as one piece to make it a little bit easier to select it and move the whole thing. And then using auto groups to regain my continuous mesh polygroups. So we're just going to kind of rough align these down the center for symmetry's sake. Doesn't have to be perfect, because we're going to use the mirror and weld here in a minute. We just don't want to freak it out too much. That's pretty good. Alright, so we just took that model that we distorted to hell and brought it back to 0. And then let's just hit mirror and weld. So mirror and weld, that direction gives us pretty good results. Let's try the other way. It's pretty good. It's not bad. I think I like this way more, even though it generates this kind of weird gap. I'd rather the model get a little thicker than thinner. So, and now our symmetry works across the X, and it'll allow us to go and sculpt this stuff up. So I haven't really decided if I want to make this thing articulate or not. The trouble with spider legs in general, since it's like a ball joint system, if you make it articulate, it can be pretty difficult to make the model be able to stand up on its own. So sometimes you might want to just add like one component of articulation instead of every single joint being able to move and rotate. Or else you might find yourself building like a leg structure that can't even like support itself. So just some things to consider. They are. Yeah. And I actually just discovered that too right now. I wasn't sure either. So right now we're kind of creating each leg piece to kind of complement the shape above it, or in hierarchy. So if this one here is sort of locked by can't go any more to the right, then you want to give it a sort of a space down here, and then that's kind of like the direction it pivots. And then same thing with this one, it's going to be able to pivot like left and right, so we want to give them these like little gaps. Let's see. So this leg, yeah. So a slight gap there. Start to give these legs some structure, so they're not just cylinders. Even though, looking at the spider legs, they're very much round cylinders. They look better if they have a little bit more line work to them, in my opinion. So we'll kind of exaggerate it a little bit, make them look a little bit more triangle, I guess. Nice. What time is it over there, Doug? Not that I'm judging. I'm just curious. Oh, I know. I'm just wondering how far past noon is it where you live? I mean, it's past noon here. It's 1 o'clock already. Why is it going in? All right. Wrong tool. So I'm working really low resolution still, as you guys can tell, just because once we step up our game here, it'd be really annoying to kind of adjust some of these bigger shapes. So we're just keeping it low for now, and then we'll go really high. That's true. Very, very true. Only if you guys like fun, though. You gotta join me over at Twitch TV Polysculpture. If you guys aren't familiar, I have my own Twitch stream. It's in the link below on the video, I think. Nope, running the wrong UI. I apologize. There we go. So the UI should pop up on the bottom now. Forgot to switch it over. So that's my personal stream. We have a lot of fun. We work on this project, switching between this stream and that stream. So if you want to see everything evolve from beginning to end, I definitely recommend following the other stream as well. Yeah, exactly. So we blocked out the legs in non-symmetry mode, which is using like insert spheres and the capsule. And once we sort of get the proportions of the legs in relationship to our overall character, we simply just grabbed one of the legs, used our move tool, and brought it back to 0, enabling us to take advantage of symmetry and all that kind of good stuff. So because we're going to be doing symmetry, we might even be placing like little leg hairs on here. So we want to be able to work as efficiently as possible, because there's 8 of these stupid things, right? So we don't want to have to do 8 individuals. And then we'll probably go and touch each leg a little bit and make it a little unique, but as a starting point, we don't want to really not work with symmetry. Oh man. Depends on where the spider's from, dude. I didn't say it's an American spider. Could be a European spider. She's a free woman. She's not oppressed by the men. All right, so that's looking pretty cute. So if you guys didn't notice, I have this mask by polygroups turned on. That's a slider that you can get in your your brush menu, and down at auto masking, you can turn on mask by polygroup. So basically, it makes it so every brush you use will never like grab both pieces of geometry at the same time, and it makes it really helpful for sculpting stuff like this, because of the nature of intersecting parts. So we want to be able to have more sculpting control over them individually rather than a group, because these are one single subtool. And so you can see the different polygroups. And so if you guys are ready to move on to like the next stage, and I am now, because I need more resolution, I want to Dynamesh these. So if we go down to Dynamesh and you turn on groups, so if we turn groups on and then Dynamesh, we'll retain our polygroups and these won't become all fused together. So I'll turn that off and kind of show you again. So that's what happens if you don't turn on the groups, is that it becomes one piece, and you still keep your groups, but it kind of does it. But we don't want them all to be one piece. So yeah, turn on that groups option if you're doing kind of paneling like this. So we'll Dynamesh these up, turn on our groups. Save. All right, fine. What's up, Hissel? Hissel plays. What's up, man? Alright, so we got some real resolution now that we could play with. check out the ZBrush Core. And also there's a demo that's available for a good 45 days. But if you really want ZBrush for free, I suggest you actually watching their ZBrush Summit or even attending because they give away ZBrush a lot of in these contests, and that's a great way to get your hands on it if you can't afford it. Yeah, so ZBrush Summit giveaways are a good way to get ZBrush. ZBrush Core. Yeah, I mean, if you win, obviously. They give you the secret code. Yep, I agree to that. I mean, ZBrush, you got to think of it as like a career building software. Like, it's just, you're basically buying an investment in yourself. And, you know, if you can't afford to get ZBrush, then that's like a whole different situation. But in general, like, if you intend to be becoming a professional sculptor working in the industry, you know, it's just a standard piece of software that you should know in and out, because at the end of the day, it's a tool that you will be using all the time. ZBrush actually runs on pretty shitty computers, like, and it does a good job. So you don't really need anything too special, honestly. There are certain things that will take longer to do. Some of the fancier features like fiber mesh and some of the rendering will be slow, but the sculpting aspect of ZBrush can be done on, you could probably do it on a Pentium 3. Like, I think it would still hold up fine. And it takes advantage of your computer as much as it can with the 64-bit. Yeah, we're gonna basically pimp out this one leg and then duplicate it around, and then yeah, that'll be that. And we're gonna pose every single leg a little differently. Then we'll go in with a like a bigger brush and work on like some of the larger shape changes so that they don't all look the same. So we start off with the same and then we make it not the same. So I'll be working on this model only on stream. My streams are 2 hours long, so I probably will sculpt this girl for the next 3 or 4 streams, at least to get the sculpture done, and then it'll be another couple streams for the printing prep stuff, because she's going to be a little bit more complicated. So that's just a rough guess. So maybe 8 hours, 8 to 16 hours, I guess, of more work to do on this. I've seen a few people do it. I do it on my stream sometimes. Yeah, on my stream I usually use a lot of different programs. So one of which is my I don't know. It's kind of a hard thing to do because I mean, I enjoy watching a good like hand modeling stream like anybody, but a lot of people think it's worse than watching paint dry. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to find an audience for it. That's why you don't really see a lot of people doing it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I know, man. This chick is serious. Tea kettle, man. Come on, man. Maybe my coffee kettle. It's perfectly symmetrical because we hit the X button to activate symmetry. So then we work down. So everything that we do on one side of the model is mirrored to the other side. Yep, just press X. X. Yeah. X will activate symmetry automatically. Ah, we have a late joiner to the party. Spider Lady. I'll show you in a minute here. We're getting to the top of the leg, so. So we got this spider lady that we're working on. Yeah. So she's gonna be all creepy and stuff, that's for sure. Get her posed. We'll probably use Z-sphere rigging with this character. I think it's gonna work out pretty good actually. Yeah. Yeah, I do, I guess. Did I study a lot of insect anatomy? Kinda. So I had a freelance job that I just recently did, where I had to model a ladybug, and that was kind of like a nice little study and this exoskeleton type stuff. And so, after doing that, I was talking to my wife about what should I do next, and she's like, "You did a cool thing on the ladybug. You should maybe do a spider or something for your sculpting stream." And so we kind of came up with this idea to do a spider lady. So yeah, kind of happened organically, if you will. Oh, dude, that's a good idea. That means I need to model like a tree or something, though. Because then she has to be hanging. But I do like the idea that she's upside down. I'll have to think about that one some more. How I would achieve that. Definitely possible. Yeah. I could stick a battery like compartment in her butt and then do a do a little LED wiring through her to make like the hourglass glow or something. Yeah, everything's hotkeyed 1 through 6 or 1 through 9 really. So I just jump through them. But I usually only go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I usually manually click anything after that because I don't like to move my hand over past 6. Do I do many elaborate environments for my sculpts? Let's see. Elaborate? No. I think I don't do environments much because I kind of started off as like an environment modeler, if you will. So I kind of don't do that anymore, I guess. And I try to just focus on making the different characters that I do the best. And because most of my stuff is for 3D printing, or actually everything I do is for 3D printing, I usually try to aim to go for like a figurine and less a diorama. Yeah. What kind of music do I normally listen to? So like on my personal stream, we listen to a lot of different types of music. One day we listen to some hip hop. The next day we'll listen to some indie rock. Then we'll listen to some trap, and then we'll listen to some like indie. I don't know, like a lot of indie music, I guess, is kind of a normal rotation thing. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I listen to. Or like some classic stuff, like classic rock will go into that sometimes. So there's no really one type of music. Because I actually listen to so much music, I guess, I get quite bored of any one type pretty quickly. So I'm always mixing it up. Sometimes I'll just listen to some instrumental DJ stuff. So yeah, kind of whatever. Whatever's fun, I guess. Can't believe that guy still has a show. Alright, got 30 minutes left. Definitely gonna finish blocking out this leg. And then yeah. Yep, we're gonna get this done. So at least we can get it looking kind of decent. The goal for the stream is try to end the stream without your model looking like shit. So if we hit that, then it's a success for the day. Yeah, exactly. I'll be doing a Z-sphere rig with this character for posing the legs, so that's gonna be pretty cool, I think. It'll be a nice little refresher for me as well. Yeah, we'll do a Z-sphere rig on her for the posing. We'll use it on her body, her hair probably. Maybe not her hair, I don't know. We'll see how the hair comes along. I don't really know what I'm going to do with that yet, but definitely her legs and her torso will be all the Z-sphere rigging. Alright, man, thanks for coming by, for sure. I stream on my own channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at Polysculpture. So from same time, 12 to 2 PST. And then, yeah. So sometimes I miss a stream, but I'm trying to become more consistent. So. All right, so that's one leg blocked out. Yeah, I was talking about the ball and joints earlier. I'm not sure, just because of the nature of ball joints, is that it's hard to keep them rigid enough so that she'll stand up on her own. So if we give her fully articulating legs, thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Metaman. She won't stand up on her own too easily because she's going to be super heavy, and we don't have the benefit of like tendons and stuff inside the leg. So as for making every joint articulate, I don't think so. I probably will make this one, the main one, articulate, and maybe the toe. And then I'll make this one here articulate probably on one axis. So the cool thing is like you can always, you don't have to make it a ball joint and give it like 360 or close to rotation. You can say like, all right, this one can only move up and down and this one can only move left and right. And that will help make the model stronger and be able to be posable or semi-posable. Yeah, exactly. You could do a couple legs that you could pose too. The only issue I found with that is that when you show people, they're like, oh, cool. And then they grab one of the legs that can't be posed and they break it. So you have to be careful when you make some parts of your design movable and other parts stationary. So just as a warning, expect everything to break. Yep. Oh my god, dude. Every single time. Well, lucky for us, legs print relatively fast since they're thin. Yeah, I have a Form 2 printer, so we'll be using stereolithography to print everything out. Shroom Profit. I start off pretty low, just with a sphere, usually Dynamish it. And then I gradually work my way up across the mesh. The goal is to sort of lay down my intentions, with a lot of little subtleties, and then I sort of go back later and then detail them out again. So that's the idea anyways. So you can see that she's really low res. Makes it so I don't have to commit to anything yet. I can move around her eyes because I'm still like figuring out placement and shape. Yeah, lots of little things like that. Oh shit. Tentacles have appeared. Run away. Oh shit. Alright, we gotta work on this hair because it's kind of terrible right now. Yeah, I'm still not super sold on it, but it's something different, I guess. So that's something, I guess. Need more geometries. What? Come on. Yeah, she's our spider girl. She's gonna be fun and creepy. I feel like she needs like a crown of some sort. Let's see, maybe there's like a skeleton shell that kind of holds her hair out. Almost like it's like a mask, but not. I don't know what that is. Shade 3D. Yeah, well, even if I do that, Dougie, she's gonna have at least a hair that is like this first, and then I'll resculpt that hair to be different, I guess. So we'll do multiple hairstyles. Trying to give like some motivation for it to curl up a little bit. Where's my snake hook? There you go. Yeah, it's a good brush. It's hard to control sometimes, but I like it a lot. I actually would like the snake hook. You pretty much use that solely to make tentacles. I didn't know Twitch had a snake hook brush. So I switched to a new type of chair. It's pretty cool. It's a yoga ball. Check this out. Oh, look at this thing. Best chair ever. So I've been using that for the past couple of days. I just recently found it in my garage. So that's my chair of choice at the moment. It's pretty fun. Yeah, I mean, like, that's the idea is, like, as I'm sitting here for days on end, basically, I get to make my core stronger. So yeah, and I have my my Aeron chair behind me here, which is, you know, I'll jump back over to that guy if I get too sore sitting on this thing. But yeah, so far so good. I had one of the. This is like my main chair when I was at Weta actually. I totally forgot about it, but yeah, I pretty much had my my blue bubble chair as my go-to for ages. I was working out a lot at the time, so I guess it kind of worked out, but yeah. My desk is also a stand-up, so I can switch over to just standing. But I haven't actually done that recently in a while. Standing treadmill. Yeah. Come on, Ashley. You know that if you got a standing treadmill desk, you would literally just get a chair with wheels and put it on top of the treadmill and sit on that and then have the treadmill go. Yeah, I was at Weta from 2007 through 2009, I think, somewhere around there. Don't remember the exact dates. It's basically for the beginning of Avatar. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I like this chair. I'm like rocking out to some Mozart, bumping up and down. It's really fun. I mean, I know that I look absolutely retarded on stream, but you know, it's all about that trade-off, you know. That's a good chair. Time to save. So Spider Lady has to have a Spider Lady hair clip, right? All right, we'll play with that idea later. I think it'll work. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn off symmetry on the hair pretty soon. Can't have symmetry on hair for too long or else it drives me crazy. So anyways, cool guys. Well, shoot, it's 2:06. And we are kind of at the end of the day for me for the stream. So just as a quick recap, we spent some time working on her final leg, which will be this one. We somewhat fixed her hair. We worked on her abdomen and thorax parts, and just kind of worked on her integration from like skin to body, and yeah, a little bit on her eyes and mouth and such. And so next stream will be Monday on my personal stream at Polysculpture. So if you guys want to see her continually evolve into hopefully something that looks good, join me on Monday at 12 o'clock Pacific Daylight Standard Western Coast time. So yeah, thanks for coming, and yeah, we'll definitely see you guys. We'll see you guys next time. So as always, it's wonderful having everyone here. Thanks for all the questions and comments. And my last little announcement, I guess, is that this will be my last stream on the Pixelogic Twitch channel for a while. So I won't be back next Friday on Pixelogic, but I will be back on Polysculpture. So if you guys do like the stuff that I do and like the fun conversations that we have, join me over at Polysculpture, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys there. And lastly, if you guys are interested in getting ZBrush, check out the description below. We got a really cool, you got the 45-day trial, which is a really long time to sort of get comfortable with ZBrush, and then ZBrush Core for those of you that just kind of want to stick to sculpting and give that a try. So yeah, everyone have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Peace.